Hi, it's Susie here, and I am so happy you're watching this video. You know, my favorite question that I love to ask everyone I meet is, why do you do what you do? But what hardly anybody realizes is that there's actually two parts to that question. Because you hear all the famous people talk about you need a vision board and you need a why, and if you just know your why, then everything will be okay. But you know what? Sometimes we're just so in a bad place ourselves that it's not that easy to get up and do stuff for the world because we need so much for ourselves. So there's actually two parts. There's one part where you want to get away from, and then there's one part where you really want to serve the world. So for example, for me, it's like this. So I was in a place a couple of years ago, about 10 years ago, and it was such a bad place, and I was badly in debt. My relationship was falling apart, and I was feeling really guilty towards my kids because I was a breadwinner and I was not able to sustain it. And I had nightmares about child care, or the child police, I don't know what it's called in English, but the people coming and getting my kids out of my house and my husband leaving me. And at that point, I wasn't able to get up and serve the world and do stuff about my bigger why or whatever. I was just sick and tired of feeling so stressed and so afraid. So my why at that point was, I do not want these people to come and get my kids, and I don't want to sacrifice my relationship. That was my why at that point. And then the other part of my why, of course, is something where I want to serve the world. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that, because a lot of people think that your why is something you can make up, but actually it's something you've been living all of your life. So for me, it was like this. My grandfather from my mother's side, I absolutely loved him. He was my hero. He was a colonel in the Dutch army, and I wanted to live at his house rather than at my parents' house, and I did everything he did, and I loved every single inch of the man. He died when I was 13 years old, and he was my example. So what happened is he would pull me on his lap and tell me all these army stories, and he would always be making it so fun and so enjoyable and making me feel so warm inside that his fighting for peace was actually my mission too, because I wanted to be with him and I wanted to serve him and serve his mission too. And he would always tell me, you know, peace is just a pause in between two wars. So as I grew up and as he died and I got older, I had only one thing I wanted to be, and that was I wanted to serve in the army too. I wanted to be on that same mission as he was. So naive as I was, when I was 18, I went to the army and offered my services, and thank goodness they turned me down, because they asked me one question, and that is, are you willing in the end of the day to blow up a ship? I was going to the Marines, to the Navy, and they said, are you willing to blow up a ship with people on board? And that was the first time I realized that war is actually killing people. And you can call that naive, you can call that whatever you want. That's the first time the message really sunk into me that war and the way we are fighting for peace just didn't resonate with me at all. So the mission of peace did, but the way we're doing it, I just don't believe in that. So it crushed my dreams a little bit, and on the other side, it woke up something deeply inside me. So the question about, so what do I believe in? Do I actually believe in peace? And over the course of a few years, I really went deep inside myself to question myself, so what kind of peace do I believe, and do I actually believe could be possible for the world? And the answer that kept on coming back is, peace is in me, it's in here. And I hear a lot of people talk about that, but you know, if you actually start living your true potential, and you actually make yourself as big as you're supposed to be, and you make your offer and your impact as big as it is supposed to be, then you will never resent anybody else, And you will, when you see somebody not doing that, and you see somebody playing small or making bad choices, you'll only want one thing, and that's to pick that other person up and lift them, because you could not stand them being so small. You want to help them instead of crush them. And I truly, genuinely believe that world peace starts with us really living our own potential before we start doing anything else. So that is my bigger why, and that is today what's pulling me out of bed every morning, because I've solved all my other stuff, and I'm not afraid anymore of the police getting my kids out. So now I just want to be an inspiration to them, but that's not where it started. And I believe that you need both of these whys to wake you up at times. So having said that, down below here, you can sign up for a free webinar where I share a little bit about my work and about my mission in the world and about how I share that. And if you're interested, and if you want to support my mission, and if you believe any word I say or anything resonates, I really would encourage you to sign up. It's in Dutch and English, so pick your language of choice and have fun. It's 60 minutes, pure value. Bye.